Alright, this is Green Lanterns, The Lost Army, #1 by Swollen Bum and Jesus. I'm going to announce something to the world that I didn't think I have said in a video yet. I didn't like modern Green Lanterns. The John Jeffries stuff with 7 or 8 different coloured rings is all shit in my opinion. There are some good designs in there by various artists, including the evil Nazi master Nathan Van Scribbler, and that does add some inventiveness to it, but as an idea, I think the whole colour spectrum thing is frankly embarrassingly uncreative. Like, I think it is lazy and crap and boring, and it really takes away from Green Lanterns to basically just have like a trillion other people with different coloured rings out there. And so much of them other rings is bullshit too. Willpower is not an emotion. Death is not an emotion. I really do think all that John Jeffries lore, it is piss, and as such, I didn't read much modern Green Lanterns. I mention this to bring up a positive, and that is that this comic makes very minimal use of that stuff. It's just a Green Lantern story for the most part. But a problem we have is I have no idea what is going on. We open in media res with some Green Lanterns fighting a bunch of orange popcorn. And I didn't know if this is like a tie-in to something, but it's never really made clear what's going on. Our star is Green Lanterns, the Alvin Stewart version. We also have Lisa Simpson's, and then that racist alien with the racist name. So we have 3 characters that I do recognise from Green Lanterns books over the years. It's just a letdown that I have no idea what is going on, and also that this is part of the New 52, and now Alvin Stewart, he has gone from being an architect, which made him interesting and unique, to being a war veteran who used to be a United States Marine that fought in one of them loser countries. I am sure that diversity in a comic book, he creamed his pants out of this, but I sure as shit didn't. Brilliant idea to take a character and make him into a boring copy of 1,000 other boring characters. Even though this is part of the New 52, it didn't say it on the cover. This is, I think this is the first New 52 Green Lanterns comic that I have read. Something that pissed us off about the New 52, they said that all these great stories didn't count anymore, but somehow John Jeffries, his Green Lanterns stories from before the New 52, they still get a count. And here is where I lost most of the drive to read this. We have a fucking half-page advert across 2 pages with story on top. And I know, historically, they had adverts like this in the Golden and the Silver Ages, particularly at DC. But no. Just no, I didn't want this. It is shit and it takes you out of any story. Sad thing is, it was doing some almost interesting stuff with an hard baddie, and them adverts just ruined it. Then they find some other Green Lanterns and they are dead and encased in red crystals, which means we now have the boring Red Lanterns involved in a plot. The idea is that these guys, these Green Lanterns, they are lost in space, like in that TV show, Lost in Space, and they're trying to find their way back home. Then the evil popcorn, it comes back just in time for Green Lanterns, the Gary Gardner version, to show up and briefly reignite my involvement with this book. Though he's wearing, like, weird red parts of his costume. He also has a Green Lantern's ring and a Red Lantern's ring. And then we have a real momentum Ronin double-page advert. I do like how Gary Gardner is written. If there is one character who I feel has been handled well in the whole John Jeffries revamp of the franchise, it's Gary Gardner. He'd have ended up dead and scrubbed from history in any other revamp. And then there is a Rage Pyramid, and that is the ending, but there's an advert for Beyond Batman, and this was the Beyond Batman that I was intrigued by. They made Robert, the John Blake version, my favourite Robert. They sent him into the future and made him into the new Beyond Batman. Can someone tell us what comics those were and if they were any good? You would hope that the advert would tell you that stuff, but it doesn't. This isn't very good. There were moments, but they were few and short. I wouldn't check out issue number 2. I have a feeling we're going to get more into Red Lantern's mythology. This really needed a previously on page. I get the feeling this is spinning out of another book and jumping in on the middle of a plot. It only works when you later provide the context. And I hate that trope anyway. I didn't recommend this. Maybe if you have read the stuff attached to it and you enjoy that modern Green Lantern's junk, but I didn't. I rate it 7 thumbs up.